Hi, good afternoon. I'm the manager for dwbcorruption.co.uk, the independent watchdog for the Department for Works and Pensions. Today this video is to highlight the corruption within government and the local councils and the workings of the DWP, Job Centre Plus, the Ombudsman, the Law Society, and need I say any more. But specifically what we're doing is we're giving you a navigation today with the information that you're getting that will allow you to check out certain cases and the facts that are being provided by my good colleagues Alan Darby and Roy Jenkins from Get Snouts Out the Trough Party, not forgetting Morris and Sherry, who are Deadbeat Dads Association representatives who are looking after the CSA scam and the corruption within. Right, what it basically boils down to is that you'll be able to look at the screen, and to the left of the page you will see cases, and what we tell you to do is to go onto cases and look out for a particular topic or an entry of interest, i.e. the IPCC, the police, or the health authority, the Ombudsman, DWP and Job Centre Plus, and just by clicking on one of those topics you will then be taken to cases on site that have something to do with the topic that you've clicked. For example, if you've got a problem with money laundering, customs and excise, you will go to customs and excise and read the stories and have it reiterated to you what the cases are about. Where the police are concerned, you would do exactly the same. Go to the police, press onto the police column, and bang, you would have lots of evidence and information pertaining to that particular subject. But with my own case, going back about 5 years ago when the site was first introduced on air, and I made a decision that I wanted to expose the scum in government and the people around us, including MPs. I made a decision that the best way forward was to put it on air and let people come to their own conclusions and understand what was going on in society. Of recent months we've realised that the Labour government are part of the Fabian Society, being Gordon Brown, and that the MPs are nothing more than a smokescreen for the corruption that has taken place over the many years that they've been in power. And this goes without saying that lots of people out there now have been put into a position whereby they've had to research content on the internet, finding out about the corruption that the individual has actually been involved with. And you know, something that comes to all of us is that this isn't quite right, there's something wrong somewhere. And I think when you get to that stage and you start to research, it's quite clear that the corruption in government within the departments, including local council, you start to understand that something's not quite right. I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Brian Gerrish, who was looking into something called Common Purpose just over about 18 months ago, and realised that there was a link between Common Purpose and the government, and that link was that the government were involved with all the government departments as a conspiracy. And what was happening was, no matter what case we were looking at, whether it be with the DWP, Job Centre Plus, the Ombudsman, the Law Society, Common Purpose infiltrators was involved in that part of government. So therefore the chances of getting a fair hearing was zilch, absolutely none. And this is what happened with me. I became embroidered into Common Purpose with my own case that was an unethical stance on behalf of the DWP, Job Centre Plus, my own MP Ian Pearson for Dudley, who, believe me, now I can only see as a corrupt character. I don't think he's really got the worthiness of an MP title. You know, and I mean that's really bad to say, but I'm afraid that's how it is. That's the truth and the facts of the matter. I took my case to MP Ian Pearson, who wasn't very helpful at all, like a good many people that I would think have got situations now with the Law Society, like we've already said, people who've got children in custody, money laundering, you know, it goes on and on and on. And this was the situation, as I say, I found myself in with the Benefits Department for Dudley Council. Where Dudley Council was concerned, we very quickly realised that Mr. Polyankris, I think his name is spelt, or it sounded that way. We found that the collusion and the corruption within Dudley Council spread very quickly to involvement with Rag & Co solicitors, who were also corrupt and decided to collude and cover mistakes up made by the DWP and Job Centre Plus. If you go onto the cases page of the directory and look under solicitors, you will find Rag & Co, and you will certainly find my own case on there, called Collusion Cronies, I believe. Take a look at that. There'll be evidence in the form of videos coming up that will highlight exactly what happened and the collusion within the departments and how it spread from Dudley Council. It went from Dudley Council to Rag & Co solicitors in Birmingham. It went to the MP. It went to the local ombudsman, until eventually the final straw, I guess, that brought the camel's back was that we then acquired some information under a Section 7 request that highlighted the draft letters are being exchanged between Job Centre Plus, Rosemary Thew as the director, and the Ombudsman Gwenna Harrison. Now, to say that the Ombudsman is an independent body, we have actually proved that this isn't the case. When I took my complaint and highlighted this fact to Ian Pearson, we was told that there was no change to the decisions made and that Ian Pearson couldn't do nothing about it. This is when we realised that the common purpose aspect had already got in at the roots of the problem and had obviously put a lot of doubt into my head as to whether we could get a fair hearing. Unfortunately for me, this also included a compensation case that my wife was involved with, and it stopped her having a fair hearing as well, due to the fact that the information was spread between solicitors, between lawyers, between government bodies, even the health authority, and corrupt consultants. And this is what common purpose is about. It's that infiltration of corrupt bodies working together as one. And as Julia Middleton suggests and calls her book, to lead beyond authority. And that's exactly what they do. The government lead beyond authority. The backhanders, the money, the wastage of taxpayers' money is absolutely endless. One case that we've got coming up, which is a new case that will be most interesting, is to do with Dudley Council and Ian Pearson once again, which just highlights further corruption on Mr. Pearson's part. I've got a letter here that's from Dudley Council, and it's from the Arts Department, Assistant Director, Culture and Leisure, and this is Duncan Louds. And this particular subject is about the corruption and the costings with the arts within Dudley Council itself that Ian Pearson has been made aware of. Ian Pearson decided once again to ignore the facts supplied to him, and we have now got those facts at dwpcorruption.co.uk. And this is the sort of thing, the sort of way of doing business that is absolutely getting up people's noses because of the corruption that is allowed to take place. So, what do we do about it? We come together as one, we spread the information, we acknowledge that information, and we move forward. So, what you need to do is move forward, go to the cases page, pick up a title, get onto it, watch the video. Been good talking to you. See you soon.